The following program contains scenes and language of a frank and explicit nature. Discretion is advised.
Today is a day of celebration. We're in the month of August by the time you see this. And Miss H.V. Tassel is back in the motherfucking house.
Woohoo! Thank you.
And I want to start right away by showing everybody this horrendous gift that you gave me.
You're welcome.
I didn't say thank you yet, but I do thank you because it is so.
Oof.
Man, you gave me a paper bag. You walked in and gave me a paper bag, and I reached and I was trying to guess what it was. I knew it was a statue right away, and turns out it is terrifying. It's probably illegal in some ways, but look at this thing. Hopefully that's in focus. This is a statue that must be based on an original Norman Rockwell painting because it says Norman Rockwell on the base, but it is, for those of you just listening, it is a clown on the verge of sexually assaulting and murdering a young boy, a young Dutch boy. So this
It
clown
looks like a little like Mark Twain-esque sort of boy with his little straw hat and his bare feet. And he's
bare
like,
feet, soon to be bare bottomed, and there's a dog that is like kneeling its head or putting its head on the clown's thigh, being like, hey, when you're done with him, let me take a go at this kid. And it's really dark.
Why? Like, why is he
He's whispering.
and the kid is staring straight ahead with no smile?
Blank.
And it's just like,
He's empty.
oh shit.
Because the clown, this is what the clown's saying, okay? He's going, do you want me to kill you before or after? Your choice, Dutch boy. It's so weird, but I love it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And my poor mom was like, no one's going to like that. I'm like, oh, he's
Has your mom
like
ever
it.
listened to this show? No. Because, my God, if she had listened to one episode, she would know that this is right up my alley. I love it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
It will live here in perpetuity. Does that make sense? Is that right? Forever? Yeah.
And the paper bag is from Woodman's. It's a store. People
So that's the real gift. I didn't know I was getting a fucking Woodman's paper bag included with the molesty clown.
It's a grocery store in Wisconsin where the people who work there own pieces of stock. And I have a friend that started there as what did she do? She was a bag person and checker outer girl. And now
Is her official title? Yeah. Bag person and checker outer lady?
Executive. And now she owns like so much stock. She's a fucking millionaire. Anyhow.
And she became a millionaire from being a bag person?
Yep, from working at Woodman's.
How come a bag lady became a homeless person? Remember, like a bag lady is like how you refer to a homeless person, right?
Because I think they have so many bags.
Oh, could be.
Bag funny, but
you do say it. Speaking of gifts, to your immediate right, on this show, since you've been part of it, we've had like a candle that we light every episode, and we've gone through a couple candles, and recently the one we loved burned out, and thank you, darling, and one of our listeners, Julie, sent us this brand new candle. What's the company called?
I don't have my glasses
on. Mobac, but smell that thing. It's pretty goddamn good.
Oh,
Light it up, will you?
So fucking good. Palo Santo.
I'm a big Palo guy.
Me too.
You know?
I never used to be. Now I am.
She also gave me very explicit directions on how to light it. You're supposed to cut a wick down to 1/4 inch, and that keeps it from doing that tunnel, the burn tunnel. So we'll see if that works out.
I've always heard that, but then I was like, nah, I'm going to do it my way.
Well, we'll see. So thank you. Thank you, Julie, for the candle. Very thoughtful. Very sweet. I also, check out this new hat I got. Huh? I bought a
I want
50
one.
States of Madness. I bought it from their website.
What does the back look like?
It's just like the
Would
mesh
it fit my head?
hat. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. There's a lot of gifts going on today. I also got this fucking killer. I went to a Kalola show the other night. You invited, but you had to work.
Yeah.
But these new Kalola shirts. Look at these fucking things. Come on.
Oh, those are cool. Wait, is that their or is that from
Does it look familiar to you?
Yeah.
Can you place it?
Yes, hold on.
Okay.
It's
If you're listening, it's a logo of. It's like a woman with like horns and hair.
fuck, where's that from?
Woman with horns.
I'm not wrong.
Okay, I give up.
This is from a sign on Santa Monica Boulevard of a strip club that just says
Yes!
nude girls.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I worked across the street from that.
Yeah, there you
That's
go.
why I'm like, how? Okay, so
Is your mic on? Tap it.
Hi.
Nope. There we go. Go ahead.
I worked at a restaurant that was kitty corner from that. And why do they call that kitty corner?
Good question.
Just wondering.
If you guys know the answer to that, comment below on YouTube. Thanks.
And is it kitty Kitty or kitty like a kitty like with the clown like kitty corner?
Oh, like DD?
Yeah.
Ooh.
What is it?
I hope it's not kitty. I think it's like a cat.
So okay. I digress.
Yeah, go ahead.
But it's like Paris Nude, and one night I'm standing outside. And this guy I saw walk out of it, and he was like a well-dressed businessman. And I was like, what the fuck is that place? And if you look on the side, there's it's okay on the front, and there's all those little Russian, there's like a Russian bakery next to it.
Oh.
And the Russian mob owns that
The whole strip
block.
there? Okay.
Yep. And I found that out.
What do we call it? The Eastern Bloc?
Eastern. Da. Nine. No, that's German. Never mind.
Whatever.
Whatever.
They're all
Anyhow,
the same.
so he came walking past, and he was about to walk into the restaurant, and so I was like, "Excuse me, what is that place?" And he got all flustered, and he was like, "Oh, it's a gentleman's club." And I'm like, like, is it like a strip club? And he's like, sure. And he walked in, and I was like, that is not an answer. So I did my research, and you walk in, and if you go on Yelp, the Yelp reviews are amazing.
This place?
Yes.
Okay.
If you go on Yelp, because then I was obsessed, because so I'd pass by it after work. I'd park in front of it, because I'm not kidding. I was obsessed with this place. I was like, I gotta go in there. But when you walk in, I opened the door once. You walk in, and it's like an office. There's a person at the desk, and there's like these curtains and a door, and I'm like, what the fuck is this place? And it's been there forever. So when I walked down there and I'd park my car there, I'd hear pool sounds, like
Pool sounds?
Yeah, like splashing of a pool and people like having fun. I was like, is it a pool party place? Like, what the fuck is this place?
Pool party place.
So what it is they have the girls there that work there, and it's pretty much like a brothel.
Yeah.
And you walk in and you pick which girl you want. They come out but they call it a like gentleman's club but it's not. There's no strippers. There's no show. It's a fucking fuck den. Or whatever you want to call it.
I guess we want to call it a fuck den.
Or you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like the bunny ranch, but it's not because it's illegal.
Right. Sure.
But on that strip too, there's that. I thought it was a movie theater when I first moved here, so I was like, oh, what movies are playing there? And I was like, oh no,
These floors are very sticky, very very sticky.
But yeah, that's what it is. That's why I was like,
so they just kind of stole their logo and put it on their shirt.
oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, good shit.
I have to get one.
And then last thing for gifts. By this point, we've already sent most of them out, but we did a special thing for our Patreon supporters, and we made these a very limited run of these rare form radio backstage pass laminates, because we consider,
So cool.
yeah. So Patreon is the all access, the backstage of the podcast. So if you want to go, very limited run, we have like maybe a little over 20 of these left. So if you sign up now, we will send you one of these pretty awesome, legitimate like
back of it.
tour laminates. That one's for you. That's yours.
Oh, thanks.
Yep. 20 left. Go to patreon.com/rareformradio. You can get bonus episodes, behind the scenes footage. We put a video up of Heidi's trip on there, of your road trip a little bit. We're doing all kinds of stuff on there. So please go support the show. if you're one of the next 20 or so, we'll send you one of these legitimate RF4 tour laminates.
Well, you're such a cool guy.
Well,
Look at what you did. Like how'd you do? Like,
well, I kind of had input on the way the front, like the logo on the front with the alien and the font and all that kind of shit
so
and what it says
cool.
on there. And
how'd you do this?
Johnny Dunn, who is Lisa from Kalola's husband. Johnny was just on the show last week for the alien episode, the UFO episode. And he is a designer, and he designed the back of it. So
fucking cool.
thank you, Johnny. Thank you, Johnny. And thank you to everybody who supports the show on Patreon. It really means a lot.
Wow.
And it feels good. And we'll have some more news coming soon with maybe a new, don't say who it is, but we may have a new person working on the show, which is very exciting. Huh? Look at you. And as far as that,
No, you know what I have a crush on? I've had a crush on somebody for such a long time. Not like
is it
what?
Is it her?
Oh, I love her.
Do you want to?
No.
Okay, good. I'm just making sure.
But I'd
'cause I don't
marry
want-
her if we didn't have to have sex.
She's a great wife.
Whoop, whoop,
She's a good
whoop.
wife.
Right? Like I could totally be. Well, I guess that'd be just having a roommate. As a.
Yeah.
Never mind.
So, who do you have a crush on?
So one of my favorite shows ever is a show called Enlightened. And there was a guy on there that was her boss, and he was a fucking dick, and I loved him so much because he is such a great actor, and I'm so jealous that I wasn't here.
He was, if you look to your left right there, he was sitting there for 2 hours
in that
recently
seat?
in that
With the-
seat. If you want to give it a little sniff job,
Ew.
his little bum was in that seat.
really?
Gross.
Yeah, Tim Sharp. Tim Sharp of H.
love
Kink,
Tim
a
Sharp.
tremendous actor, was here a couple weeks ago. He's half of H. Kink with Lisa Raffel.
They're so good.
Yeah, they're fantastic.
Her voice.
I can't believe I'm proud of us for having like live music in here. I didn't know if it was going to sound good. It took a lot of work to get it to sound like
Sounded great.
to get microphones angled the right way.
Yeah,
but it
and
worked
when
out well.
she did the hello, she did so her high, like I was like, damn, she's so good.
She's so great. We went to the Kalola show the other night, and she's
so
like,
mad I missed that.
she's singing the best of her life right now. It's just like a whole new level.
I
So,
asked off for it and I didn't get it off, and I was so bummed.
it's too
was
bad
so
because they
mad.
play like one show a year, and that could be their last show ever. I mean, I really don't know, but they don't play very much. But next time you got to make sure it happens. So let's talk about your trip. God damn it! I feel like you've been gone for 3 months.
It feels like that.
Does it? Mm-hmm. Okay.
It was great. I drove there with the dog, and at first I was like, because it's been hot.
It's so.
That's
so
why my hair
fucking
is
hot
like.
here.
I can't do anything. It can't be on my head, my face. I just want to shave it off. Like I'm
You should
so
shave your
hot.
face hair for sure. No, and this is we just experienced the hottest average temperatures of the world the last couple of weeks,
Yeah.
and sadly, this might be the coolest summer of the rest of our lives.
Well, okay. So I made these notes because I don't. So on my way out there,
What do you think of climate change, Dutch boy? Is it real?
touch my red nose. Wait, is his nose
sunburned.
red?
No, it's white.
No, it's brown. You know why?
Ew, enough.
Ew.
Ow. Ow.
Sorry, it's
So-
so hot.
So when I drove, I just had to drive through Vegas, Arizona, Utah. I took a picture of it. It was 115 degrees.
Where?
Must have been right as I left right as I left
Also, past Death Valley and all that.
Nevada. Death
Jesus.
Valley was hot. Was hot too.
Yeah.
But that was like 113 there, but there was a point where I looked down and I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? 115." But I had to pull over, and the dog had to pee, and I opened that door, and he looked at me and just was like,
He's
"Oh,
like, "I'm good.
nah, I'm good, girl.
good."
I'm good."
I'll hold it. Oh,
And
poor
he
guy.
wouldn't go out.
He wouldn't.
Nope. It was that hot. Wow. It was so hot. But it was great. And I went home and saw my family and went to garage sales and what else? It was relaxing.
What was the best moment of being home? Was there a moment, a time? And what was the worst?
I think the worst is when Oh, I haven't cried on here in a long time.
Oh shit! Is it time? We need a cry song for you, Coon. We need a Heidi cry song,
Does Coon
please.
still listen?
He does. He does.
When I left, I was scared to go there with the dog because the dog has issues where if there's a lot of feet around, he'll bite him, but not bad. There's no blood drawn. It's just because he's like a little Australian Shepherd
Not a big
mix.
foot guy.
No, I think he got abused or something, got kicked or something. So, but he doesn't. He rarely. So, but I was scared. I was like, my parents are older.
A lot of feet around.
You know, like if I take him.
Come on in, guys. No feet though.
Out to dinner and the server walks over. Oh shit! Like yeah, it's the worst. I just don't. Okay, so I was scared.
Dog's name?
Ziggy, because he got him on the day that Bowie died.
Bowie died?
No.
Okay, good.
So I was nervous to have him at my parents' place just because they're older, not that old, but like, I don't know. And I've never had an animal in my life. I had a kitten for one day. It shit on the floor. And the next day I was like, where'd it go? My mom's like, she had to take it back. And I was like, oh, and I had a fish once and it died the next day. We haven't had pets at all as a kid.
Not your forte.
Not our, yeah. So, but my mom and dad love dogs. And so.
For a day.
But the dog got along like really well with everybody. And I let him run in the fields. And that was the best because you can't do that here.
Yeah.
And he just, it was so great.
Must be so free for a dog to just go full sprint. Full bore for as long as they want.
Yeah, and my parents live next. They live next to a high school, and they have a track. It's beautiful, and the school has like in the middle of that track is I think they practice football in there.
Yeah, it's usually grass, right?
Yeah, it's beautiful, and then they have the touchdown things. What are those called?
Oh my god,
what are those called?
I mean, I call it the uprights, but
yeah, those things. So my little niece and myself
goalposts
and Ziggy,
yeah.
I'd take his leash off and I'd go stay, and then we'd go, and we'd all run and try to like beat it. It was super fun and very
nice.
like
that's nice,
wholesome fun.
Beautiful.
It was great. But so the day I left, so my dad, you know, he's not feeling well, and you know, he's going blind. He's blind in his eye and stuff, and he walked out with me, and I got in the car, and he's like, okay, so, you know, if something happens to me, promise me something. And I was like, nothing's going to happen to you, Dad. You're fine. He goes, you have to promise me you come home and help take care of Mom. Oh, Jesus. I was like, of course. And so I was like, okay, bye. I love you. And I rolled up the window and I was like, ah!
Fuck.
So I drove and I went to the Quick Trip. As people know, the Quick Trip in the Midwest is like the 7-Elevens, but with a gas station. And so I pulled up.
I always prefer Woodman's myself. I'm more of a Woodman's guy.
Low prices, every aisle, every day. So I get done, and he had said before that he can't see out of his back window, and I'm like, well, Dad, just wash it. And he's like, well, I can't really see, like, breaking my heart. So he pulls up next to me, and I'm like all like teary eyed. I'm like, Dad. And he was like, oh, hey, I forgot to give you this thing. It was this, because he's a great, he's a builder. He makes cabinets and
carpenter. He's
he's amazing at what he does. So he worked with this guy who he was in prison with because he was the conscientious objector of war. I don't know if I've spoken to you about that.
I think very briefly.
Yeah. So, and he was telling me more stories that I recorded because I want to make a show about it.
Don't tell anybody.
I won't tell anybody. So he pulled up and he showed me this pamphlet of this guy that he knew when he was a kid as a young Jehovah's Witness. And this guy now makes wine cellars for George Clooney and all that. So he's showing me that because he helped him with
his whole career is making wine cellars for George Clooney. That's his whole.
But he does stuff for like I mean, like,
Pretty
these
massive.
rich people love their wine.
So much.
What the fuck, man?
And honestly, I've never had a sip of wine. I never drank wine. I don't drink. But the idea of having a wine cellar is I like the idea of it.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's a cool thing.
It's really
Yeah.
cool. So anyhow,
I'll just keep bats in it.
So he gave me that, and I was like, Dad, wait, I'll clean off the back of your car. So I cleaned up the back of the car, and I'm like, do you need gas in your car? And I was, and then he left. I just didn't want my dad to leave. I just love my parents so much.
I know. I feel like whenever I go home, I'm like, Mom, do we need to get you new tires for your car? Like, let me get you an oil change.
Yeah.
Your tires are low. I'm going to go put some air in these things before you fucking crash and decapitate yourself.
This is my dream. My dream is to
manifest it.
One is to lease my parents a brand new car. They have never owned, I'm going to cry. They've never owned a nice car.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Their cars are like shitty.
I don't think I've ever heard someone cry when they say the word shitty before.
No, I mean, like, they're like,
no, I know what you mean.
And it's winter there, and like their tires are like bold tires, and like, you know, and then my dad has to drive, and he can only see out of one eye, and like a lot of people do actually. I guess there's this. My brother-in-law's brother is a truck
blindness is running rampant
driver, and he's blind in one eye, and he's like 35, and he's like, oh, it's fine, you get used to it. But I want to take care of them, and I just want to lease a car and put a bow on it and like put it in their driveway.
Yes.
And like, oh, that'd be so awesome. A car that starts every time they go out. They don't have to worry, you know, they don't. Oh.
We have to have at least one very, very wealthy listener. And if we do, will someone please buy Heidi's parents a car? Please hit her up, send her a DM.
You know, my parents have worked so hard their whole fucking lives.
Yeah.
And the Jehovah's Witnesses really fucked them up.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. And they're very smart. They're highly intelligent. It's just that religion. You know, my dad was going to be a pilot. I mean, his eyesight was great back then, but like he was good at, that's what he went to school for. I went up in planes with him all the time, and the Jehovah's Witnesses says, no, that's not what you should do. That's not
just work for us and give us your paychecks.
And you know, it's amazing what a cult will do to you.
Yeah, they don't have the best reputation
family,
for having people's best interests in mind.
Especially if like you grow up in, or your family is all in it. So then what do you know?
You can't get out. I'm just happy you got out of it, you know?
Anyhow, I don't know why I started. Oh, the car thing.
Oh, I also asked you. I asked you the worst part of your trip, which probably
my worst
my
part.
bad.
I just want to like take care of them.
Of course. I mean, it's weird. Like from the time that we're all kids, we all dream about like, I want to buy my parents a house.
Yeah.
Even though they caused me more damage than anyone on planet Earth, I want to help these people out.
And that's funny because I feel the opposite. My parents are just splendid. I could live with them for the rest of my life. You know what I mean?
We've talked about this before, and nothing gives
so
me
lucky.
more like shakes than the idea of living with my parents. And I love them. I do love them very, very much. But to live under the same roof again?
Yeah, I'm lucky. How about you? Would you be able? No. I already knew the answer.
No.
Yeah, I'm lucky. You know,
it's very sweet. I think more people wish they had what you had, but no, ma'am.
But it's harder though. I feel it's harder though because I'm just like every day I think about like what am I gonna do if one of my parents? I don't like.
You always say if.
Like when?
Yes.
I have to prepare myself for, I mean, if I don't go first, which I hope I don't because that would devastate them, you know?
Yeah.
But like, fuck, what am I? Oh my God.
I know. It's weird.
Damn it.
It's going to happen. It
Sucks.
Yep. Reset.
Wait, I know what I was going to call.
Oh.
So the weather, the fucking hotness, okay? Have you heard about the last 3 days, hikers that are fucking hiking in the Mojave, hiking in the fucking, not Mojave. Yeah, Mojave.
Yeah.
And then there was 2 over Bell Valley, rescued. One of the guys he was a biker,
Cyclist.
No,
motorcycle.
no. I think he had a motorcycle. A cycle. He died helping these fucking assholes who were going hiking in this weather without water or
She
food.
hiked today.
No, but they had.
Yeah.
No, but she's not like going across. Like
Yeah, I
the
know.
mountains.
I'm not dumb.
Yeah, I'm
People,
sure she has water.
I don't
with
know
her.
if people just like think they're going to be fine or they want to test
So
themselves.
stupid.
But
No
this
water?
is Darwinism. Like, go
Yeah.
ahead, go hike in the desert in the fucking hottest
fun.
time on planet Earth, and rest in peace and everything.
It's insane. Wait, there was, I have, let's see, the heat wave. Woman. Oh wait, no. There's so many of them. I have these.
Enjoy the roller coaster, folks.
2 hikers
down.
found dead in Nevada's Valley of Fire State Park. Hello.
Wait.
It's Valley of Fire.
Did we just talk about Valley of
I
Fire?
don't know. No,
I just
I don't think so.
heard about this where is it?
Nevada.
It's in Nevada.
I think we drove through it on the way to our trip.
Possibly for sure.
Is it
That's right, I
between
forgot.
Vegas and Utah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
we went through it.
Be-
Yes.
I'm sure you took 70, right? Because you went through.
I don't know, but I know that I remember seeing Valley of Fire. That's the coolest name I've ever heard.
Grand Canyon.
That's how you say it. Where Heidi's from.
Grand Canyon hiker dies after falling unconscious during 8-mile trek in extreme heat. Duh. You know
Stay
what?
inside. Play video games.
Mountain biker dies in California after helping dehydrated hikers.
Guess who will never die from dehydration and sunstroke? Me.
This girl.
Me. Ever. So yeah, Dickless and I, we drove to Zion last week.
Oh yeah.
And Zion National Park in Utah, which is it is unbelievable how close it is. Everyone we talk to assumes it's 10 hours away.
It's like
it's
7.
six hours
Six?
on the dot from Los Angeles.
Well, to Laverkin, but yeah.
Whatever. Yeah.
6.5 hours then.
Yeah.
But just what a stunning place. Truly one of the most beautiful
Where did
places
you
I ever saw.
go? Did you go through Vegas,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's 2 hours. 2 hours past Vegas.
Yeah.
Totally amazing. And but I mean that's all fun. It was great, really, really great trip. 2 days, saw everything. It was wonderful. I hiked, which is not something that I like to do, but it was worth it and wonderful. But my question is to parents out there: have any parents truly ever had an enjoyable trip with your children? I really want to know this. We're going through the park and seeing kids just I don't want to go. It's too beautiful. I don't want it. It's fucking wonderful. I hate it. And just snotty, shitty little fucks. And parents that are just there's no way they're enjoying this. They're
Right.
Who knows where they came from? They probably. There's so many people from Europe.
Yeah.
So many French people. But I feel like American kids are probably the worst in the world. I would think.
100%.
But what do you? I just don't know why. When parents take their fucking children to Disney, if you have 2 kids, let's say you live in the Midwest, you live in Idaho or Ohio or some shit, and you fly to California with 2 parents and 2 kids for a week at Disney, it's $47 million.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's expensive.
It's insane to me.
When I stayed at places each night. So I stayed for 2 nights and then I got to Wisconsin the next day and here.
How long? I always ask you, 20 hours?
It's 31 hours.
Oh, that's a lot for one person.
Yeah, the last day, I had a hard time keeping my eyes open. Yeah. And I was like, oh shit, but I was 2 hours away from LA. I'm
Don't push.
I can't pull over now,
But you
I
should
should have. Yeah,
you
I
really
should've.
should.
It's the worst.
Because I was I got
Driving
like,
tired
bad.
is the same as driving drunk.
It's
yeah.
bad.
Yeah, I
They,
remember I saw
they
that on
say it's the same
2020
thing.
and they did a exact same thing or whatever.
It's the same.
Yeah. So, but this last place, I stayed in Grand Junction, Colorado.
Oh yeah.
Holy shit.
We stayed there, didn't we?
I don't know, but I've heard really good things.
Yeah, so it's a beautiful little town.
You guys, I stayed at this place. It was a True Hilton, which are these cute little they're small, but they're nice.
It's called True Hilton?
True, TRU, True by Hilton or whatever.
Okay.
And I stayed, and I'm talking about this because of the kids. But I took the dog for a walk like at night, and it was windy and balmy, and there was this little corner.
Colorado is wonderful.
Oh my God, I love it there. There's this little corner wedding dress store. I have never had a wedding dress. When I was married, we got married at the courthouse, and I've never wanted one. I've been like, oh, whatever. I found my wedding dress. I'm like, oh my God. Like, I want to get married now. It was so quaint, and I'm like, I want to live in this town, and like, oh, it's cute. Like, I want to open a store. But so there was this woman, these 3 kids, and they just looked exhausted, and it was 110.
Yep.
And so they were petting the dog, and the woman's like, yeah, we just got back from Yellowstone. I was like, oh, is it beautiful? She's like, oh, it's gorgeous. But there was no internet for 8 days. And the kids both went, oh, don't remind us.
That's what I mean.
And I was like, oh my God. And she's like, we have 3 dogs and 3 kids in that Volkswagen GTI over there. And I was like,
that's a small car.
What?
And they drove from San Antonio, Texas.
What?
And the kids were all just sweaty, super cute kids. But I was like, oh my God. And the kids were like, I know, right? Like,
Ew.
That's what I mean. It's just like, so, and listen, I was not the most appreciative child. No kids are super appreciative, but why, parents, stop giving your kids experiences. They don't want them.
Yeah.
They're not going to learn from it. They're not going to remember it or notice it or care about it. Kids are pieces of shit. They're all pieces of shit.
we didn't have money to go anywhere. So
They should
we'd
change
go on
the
little,
abortion laws to 14. You can abort up to 14 years. That's how I feel.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's unbelievable to me.
But I also learned that. So I love Colorado so much now. I love it. It's driving the 70 from there through Colorado is from Utah to Moab and Zion and Beaver is my favorite because they have the I Heart Beaver the stickers and everything. It's my favorite place to stop. But that drive still makes me tear up because I'm like, oh my God, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful.
I say it all the time. Like if you live in America, you have to drive across this country a couple different ways as much as you can. There you go. Wyoming, like no place on earth. True. Yeah. Is that Big Sky country? It is, right?
Yeah, and it's where Van Tassel, Wyoming is.
There you go. Yeah. Right on. Boom.
The ladies of 50 states. Amanda.
But this country has so
gorgeous.
many beautiful things
Yeah.
that you just, it's hard to even understand how things can be that beautiful.
But on my way back, my GPS said, road closed, go this other way. And I was supposed to go through this mountain range. And I was like, what the fuck? No way. It started to rain. I was like, well, it doesn't look like the road's closed. It looks fine. So I pulled off and I saw these 2 cute, it said U.S. government sign on their car, but they were Rangers.
Okay.
And they were adorable. This guy and this girl, and they were a couple because I asked them. I'm like, are you guys dating? They're like, yeah. And I'm like, oh my God, you guys are cute. But they hiked 15 miles like that day. And I'm like, I'm sorry, what? To make sure the things are clear. There's no people, blah, blah, blah. So
It takes me over 1 week to walk 15 miles.
15 miles.
I walk 2 miles a day.
And that's funny because I asked them, I said, have you seen anything weird like UFOs or Bigfoot or anything? And the guy looked at me and he goes, no. And she's like, and I'm like, so that's a yes? And he was like, oh, there's some weird things out here, but it's just, I was like, oh my God. So anyhow, he told me, he's like, oh, he looked at a special thing. He's like, it doesn't say the road's closed. You're fine. Well, the road was fucking closed. And I was in my car for 3.5 hours because a boulder fell down and crushed a fucking car.
No, did they die?
I don't think they lived. I'm not
So
sure.
yes?
I'm not sure. But it was because I asked one of the girls, because we're just sitting in the car. The
Bad
dog.
news, my mom stopped living today.
But I'm just saying, like, it's beautiful, but there are these things that happen in the fucking mountains. There's
This tragedy is
boulders
brought to you
and-
by Woodman's. Low prices, every aisle, every day. Rest in peace.
and there's bags that say owned by workers or something like that. Employees.
I love it.
No, it's called employee owned.
At the Colola show the other night, guess what I saw?
Hold on.
You had 3 guesses. Rapid fire.
A clown whispering
Nope.
to a boy.
Nope. Anything.
And
Sort of,
I don't know.
I saw a dead body.
What?
I saw a dead body.
A real dead body?
Yes.
Did you see it too?
No,
She didn't go to the show. So I was getting there. It was in downtown, and there was one of the streets that was kind of blocked off with, not kind of, it was blocked off with orange cones, and there was fire trucks down there. And I went past it a few times, and I'm like, these bunch of firefighters standing around. And when I was walking past, yeah, they were naked. They were sucking each other off with their big throbbing cocks. Yeah. And when I was done jerking off, I looked over, and there was a body under a tarp. I saw a dead body
Was that
under
the
a
first
tarp.
time you've seen a dead body?
It's so funny you asked that, because when I was thinking about bringing this up today, I was thinking to ask you if you've ever seen a dead body like out in life. Obviously, we've seen people that have passed on in our families, but I have seen another dead body, and it was maybe more than one. I've seen a couple. I saw the other one was at a Jane's Addiction concert. Oh, it has to do with. I see a lot of dead bodies at concerts. We did a show somewhere in the Midwest.
Fuck, don't go.
In the middle of the winter, and there was a dead homeless guy outside the side door that had froze to death.
No, like in Groundhog Day, the movie.
Yes, and I was like, man, you should have fucking gotten a job. You wouldn't be frozen solid right now.
Oh, that's sad.
And then, have I seen more? I'm pretty sure I saw a dead motorcycle rider at one point. On a highway accident, there was a guy laying on the highway with a helmet on, but just the way his body looked, he could have been knocked out or really injured, but I think he was dead. But there was no urgency. Was you there for that?
That's what I'm trying to remember.
I
would have been like out of the car, like up next to
there
him.
were other people there, and no one was like with that guy.
Attending to him.
So I think he may have been dead. And what about yourself?
I think I have a picture, which is so bizarre. Do you remember the guy, the guy, well, he was a killer. The guy that on Hollywood,
Are you a murderer?
I know, I'm like,
on
where's
Sunset
this
and
going?
Vine, that just started shooting people.
Yes.
Well, I know it's weird, but I had just walked into the Chase Bank on the corner there when it started to happen. And I worked at
You
the
were there
Hungry
for it?
Cat, so I worked across the
Oh, right
street.
there. Yeah.
I worked here, and there was the Borders was still there at the time, and he was in the middle. And I just walked in, and you could hear that bap, 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 and then people were running in.
You were part of a
locking
mass
the
shooting?
door. I was inside.
How have you know? Of all the stories,
I think I've told you that before.
I don't
you were
think
like,
so.
Of course you were. Like, you were the best. No?
I mean, I forget everything, but I don't remember that.
So by the time, I got little chills. By the time we were able to leave the building, they had
Maybe you do remember
the guy in the Mercedes that he was turning.
Yes,
and
I
he shot
remember now. I
him.
think.
And his body was out there, and there was a white sheet or a sheet over him. But
He could have been in the Klan. No, I'm just.
But it was that was insane because I thought for years afterward, I thought, wow, what if I mean,
Seconds.
yeah. And that's why if you're stuck in traffic, if you're in a line at the fucking
It might be
coffee
saving
shop,
your life.
fucking calm the fuck down and don't be, because I get like that sometimes. Like, come on, like, no, that you're right where you're supposed to be. And if you're supposed to be fucking shot, you're supposed to be shot. If you're not, you know.
Here's a very cerebral question. Do you believe that the future is set? Like, is the end of your life already? Is it already done? It's like it's happened. Like it's going to happen this specific way, or can you change it? Is the future
I don't
set?
know. I don't think so, because I think you can create things and manifest things, and
Right, but is that
Part of it?
the predestined outcome?
wow, I don't know. Oh my god.
These are the questions that have been ravaging me lately about like parallel lives and universes and
Well, look at this.
time is not real and
Look at the okay. So there was this woman yesterday, was it? She would get up every morning and run in where was she? She in Montana or whatever. Forget where. Hold on.
doesn't matter where she was running.
Yeah.
Okay.
It does a lot.
You're talking about Colorado, by the way,
Montana.
and how wonderful Colorado is. Mm-hmm. They do have a problem with mass shooters, though.
Yeah,
A lot
right?
of mass murder
That's
shooters.
weird, yeah.
Definitely, like they breed them there.
Yeah.
Anyway,
And I pulled over to get gas like outside of Denver, and there's some tweakers out there too.
Yeah.
Because you just have to camp in the woods,
middle of
and
nowhere, you can be
yeah.
off the grid, like
Yep.
for real.
Like that's another thing too. Like my sister and her, like my brother-in-law and my sister go
This
and
clown
they'll camp.
lives off the grid in
like,
Colorado.
there's some weirdos out there. Oh. So holy
Okay.
shit, I have so much to say.
Montana.
So this woman in Montana just got fucking killed by a grizzly bear on her morning run. Like, is that planned? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what if
I'm starting to think so. I'm
Right,
starting to
like-
think of like just that whatever is going to happen is already predetermined and you can't change the
Yeah.
outcome of. But also, if you did, you wouldn't know. It just I
Yeah.
don't know.
There's a lot. But
There's also been a swath of shark attacks off the
Yes.
in New York lately.
yes,
5 shark attacks in the last 2 weeks in fucking Jersey or
it's insane.
the Jersey Shore in
That
New York.
first one though was 2 years ago, and this one bothered me.
Well, the one
so much.
that was in the last 2 weeks was not 2 years ago.
Well, no, I'm saying
Oh,
that
a
it
shark
started.
day, yeah.
It started in Long Island, or was it Long Island? And they had a home on the water. Oh, we have so much to talk about. And the mom and the girl were swimming out there like they always do. And the daughter was in front, and the mom was out back.
Oh yeah.
And she turned around, and mom was like, "Oh!" And a big fucking great white got her in their backyard.
Yeah.
And the girl was like, "We swim every summer." It's
I know.
can we talk about something serious?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like scale of 1 to 10, how serious we going?
11.
Whoa, for real?
I've been obsessed with the Long Island Killer for so fucking long. For so long.
The beach guy. Bill, was it Gilgo Beach?
Gilgo.
Did you read
And-
that article?
What's that?
Did you read the article I sent you?
No. When did you send it? I didn't get anything.
Oh my God. And there was a show a few years ago, maybe 2 years ago, called oh my God, I forget what it's called now. Wait, it's not the Killing Fields. The
Catching
Killing
Killers?
Hour. Fuck. Anyhow, there's a show that was on. Fuck, it was on like.
It doesn't matter.
No, it was on like Discovery or something, and it was a series. It had 6 parts, all about this. And there's a 911 call from.
I hadn't even heard of it. I wasn't even aware of it, I don't think.
There was a 911 call from this girl to her mom, there was a 911 call, and then the girl called her mom. And the 911 call is this girl, and she's like, "There's somebody following me. I don't know where I am. I don't know." Okay, so that was they were looking for her, and she was in this, in a, what do you call that? A gated community. But she also was a call girl.
Right.
An escort, and you know, like a fancy one that like you call up and
A higher end,
high-end escort.
yeah.
So they went to look for her. Is that the cat?
It's her. No, it's her.
It's Camry.
It's the,
Dad, Mom.
The clown's up there with our cat.
You're not my real mom. And as they were looking for her, they found these bodies. And the fact that that I'm sure that he has killed more, because he had that place in Vegas. now they just found a soundproof room in his fucking basement.
Oh, they did? As
Yes.
of when?
2 days ago.
Oh man, I'm so
And
I'm not up to date in the story.
oh my god! But the thing is that those FBI guys, to a T, in the show that I watched, the Killing season, because they said it was a guy who killed.
Profilers know exactly what the fuck is
It's
up.
amazing.
Yeah.
In the summer, because they said his family was probably gone, that he was a well-to-do guy that probably
From the
like
city,
from the
right.
city, came back, and that's fucking exactly what he was.
Yep.
Yeah.
But he also had a
Profiling is such a fascinating.
Yeah.
Like they can narrow down an age and like your
Yeah.
personality type based on the way you kill people and shit.
Yep.
It's wild.
I want to get my friend in here that was on that show that on Netflix.
on Mindhunter,
Yeah, and
please.
he'll do it. But he got to go and meet David Berkowitz.
Yeah,
Over
Son of Sam.
Yeah.
Wild.
Is that?
I don't. If you guys probably can't hear on the podcast, but there's some crazy banging going on above us.
God?
And- are you there, God? It's me, Margaret.
Anyhow, I'm just I can't.
So this guy was
he
was a very wealthy New York. He was like an engineer or like
Architect.
a architect.
Mm-hmm.
And
Married,
when you
2
see his
kids.
really,
Did you see
Yeah.
the picture? So there's a picture of his wife and his daughter and his son, and oh my god, like because they can't go back to their house ever because they're digging up the ground, they're digging up the cement because they think he might have like
just okay.
killed somebody there.
All of us are children of. We have parents. Can you imagine finding out that your dad has killed 15 prostitutes?
Holy shit.
Imagine if you found out. Imagine you found out your dad went to one prostitute. It would Well, it wouldn't blow my mind because I believe it. But if you found out your dad was a serial killer,
Well, get this, in the same spot that they found these women, they also found a man, a cross-dressing man. That's what they called him. I'm not saying that that's the appropriate term, but that's what they called it because they found a man skeleton with a dress on and stuff, and then they found a child.
That's what.
I
tripped
didn't
me
know
out.
that either.
So,
tripped me out.
yep,
Do they think it was him?
yeah,
Yeah.
Because
have
it
to
also,
prove it.
I think I remember reading something that like it seems like just a smart dumping ground where sometimes if police discover a body, other killers would be like, oh, that's actually a pretty decent spot, and they'll like
I
start
don't-
sharing it.
I think I mean I don't know why there would be a child there. That's disturbing
that's-
unless one of the girls had a kid. I have no idea.
Or a kid I mean, sadly, if you're like burying a body or something, and like a kid walks by and sees you doing it,
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
I mean, if you've already killed someone,
Yeah, but he had
don't
a
know.
timeshare in Vegas, and he would go there a lot. So what they're doing is they're comparing notes and seeing if he killed other people out there too. But I mean, like because when it happened, I was like, oh, I hope that's the guy. But they are 100% sure.
Well,
you don't go and do that.
he's been
when you
charged
don't
with
know.
how many so far? 4?
Yeah, like three,
Three,
and then
three.
something
But it
right
might
now,
end up being like
fourth.
what, 9 or 10 or
Yeah,
something?
because
But go ahead.
Sorry.
No,
what
please.
I think is what would be a fun job is, I mean, they found a strand of his hair in the burlap sack.
And a lot
that
of his
he
wife's
wrapped them
hair.
on.
His wife's hair was
Yes.
on a lot of the bodies.
Yeah. And they got him from a fucking pizza box.
Yeah, that was smart.
Wasn't it a piece of crust
Piece of crust.
Piece of crust.
that he
yeah.
threw by the body?
No. That it was in front of his
Oh, they got it from his
house.
trash or something?
his business in Manhattan. They were on the
So they got his
they are-
DNA from saliva from pizza and traced it to hair and stuff on the body?
Yep. Because back
Listen,
when
that's
they,
why if
yeah.
I were to kill people, I'm never eating again.
Yeah, it's just so fascinating to me. I've been obsessed with this whole case because that show, what I can't remember.
And we'll pop it in here when you figure it out. We'll put it up on the screen.
And they also made a movie about one of the girls. It's called The Lost Girls, and it's on Netflix. I forget who starred in it. It was really good though, but it was about one of the victims. The mom went like nuts because she was pissed because she was a sex worker. Her daughter. They kind of were like, oh, okay, yeah. But she was one of the ones that he
there are
fucking
truly
killed.
there are three or four kinds of people in this country that people don't care about, and it's prostitutes, Native Americans, and like black women, Mexican women, and what else? There's another one, but like homeless people.
Especially the transgender black women too, and Hispanic women, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's just overlooked people. But like Native Americans, since we took the country from them, no one gives a fuck. It's messed up.
I listened to a lot of murder podcasts on the way there and way back, which I shouldn't.
Especially when you're by yourself in the middle in the middle of nowhere.
I am fucking on alert, high alert. Like like, don't talk to me. Like, what the fuck are you looking at, dude?
Yeah, when you see this guy too, like you look at him like, oh, he's a serial killer. Like when you see the photograph,
he's huge,
big guy,
and that's what they said too. They said he was a tall. What? How did they know?
That's a good question. Yeah, I don't know.
It's so, but there's a podcast that is specifically about Native American women who are being taken, and it's in Canada. It happens a lot too. Just taken and never seen ever again. Just murdered.
I know a guy who like grew up on reservations. He's a Native American guy, and he, people would drive through town, whether they're truck drivers or just people that are just going through, and like take these Native children and like, hurt them and do horrible things to these kids, sometimes kill them. And this guy I know, him and some of the guys in the reservation, because you go to the law and they won't help because Native Americans, they have their own kind of laws and rules and sort of their own side, their own kind of like, not police, but like people that oversee.
No, well, they do have their own police.
Yeah. So if you go to get more help, they're like, well, you guys don't want our help, so we don't really care. So this guy, he goes and like does investigations and finds it and takes care of these guys that have hurt kids and other women.
My God, I want to work for him. Yeah. Holy shit.
Well, you don't, because you might go to prison if you ever found out. But he's like, he's
I don't want to work for him, but maybe I will.
One of the stories he told me ended with, I was like, so where is this guy? He goes, he's buried behind a truck stop.
Oh, so he goes and he takes care of them.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant like goes and like finds them and arrests them and like.
No, he's not a police officer.
He's like Dexter.
Yeah.
That'd be a good show.
Yeah. It's wild.
Wow.
But yeah, they're just overlooked and uncared for.
I mean, that's
heavy.
I'm not condoning.
It's really heavy.
Violence, but
sometimes violence is good.
If without a doubt, if you're 100% sure that person is sorry, it's in the Bible. Eye for an eye. There you go.
It is in the Bible. In this podcast, we go by the Bible. Do you think we're using AI yet in murder cases and with profiling? Do you think AI is eventually going to have a big hand in finding serial killers?
I don't know. I'm so fucking sick of AI.
What do you mean sick of it?
I'm just so like, I'm just over it. Like
worried about it or sick of hearing about it?
No, I'm just sick of it. AI.
You should be concerned about it.
AI,
no.
Spit all the way over there.
I wasn't going to say it. It's right there. Look at that splotch.
Ew.
Look at that splotch.
Ew, gross.
AI, no. I'm worried about it. I truly
really?
am. Yeah. Of course. For instance,
I like spit all over my face.
You sure do.
Whatever.
A friend of mine sent me a article, not article, but like trying to pitch a program to me. It's AI that edits your podcast for you.
No.
So you drop the audio and the video in, and up to 10 cameras and 10 microphones, and in 2 minutes it spits out the 1 hour podcast with all the proper edits. With like whoever's talking, it knows and like zooms in.
No.
Does split screen if two people are talking in 2 minutes.
No. Listen,
taking jobs away. But Heidi doesn't care.
They've warned people about this. The people who've created these things have warned people to be careful. It's gonna do this and that. It could take no. And I don't want to know about it. I don't want to know about it.
Listen, ignorance is not bliss. Keeping your head in the sand is not the way to do it. So before we wrap up this episode, before you left, we were playing some fun videos, and one video in particular caught your eye. Mm-hmm. We didn't have time to get to it, and I wanted to play it for you now.
Oh, sweet.
That's right.
But wait, before we leave, we go, I just have one thing.
If you're listening, Heidi said I have one thing, holding up 2 fingers.
I have heat stroke. I just looked at, listen, because I'm a redhead, a natural redhead, we are sensitive to heat so bad that it's like, I feel sick. Just one thing. I was at...
How many for real?
I had to take pictures because I didn't think anybody would fucking believe me. Just in 2 minutes, this is what happened. I went to Target. You know how they have those things where you put your cart in the little thing and you walk down the escalator along with your cart and you're like...
Heidi's got a story to tell. She had a chance for an hour, but had to wait until Dan said goodbye.
Well, you didn't say goodbye. I didn't have a chance. You were fucking talking about AI. But that's a great song, Coon.
It's so
I
catchy.
miss Coon. We
Yeah.
haven't heard from him in a while.
I know.
So, so there's a Target that's on Sunset and Western, and it's on the second floor. So I put it in, and I don't want to, but the elevators, there's some crazy guy in there going, hate speech about I don't know what. So the cart.
I'm surprised you didn't ask him out on a date.
The cart's going down, and I'm like, okay, this is okay. So then I get to the second one, beep, and I was like, oh, are you fucking kidding me? So as I'm going down the escalator, my fucking cart is stuck all the way up there. I'm like, oh my God. So I have to
Wait, what do you mean our cart was up there?
The little thing that, when you go down the escalator and you can put your shopping cart next to you in this
No.
thing.
Yeah.
Never seen that before?
No.
I took a picture.
It's a thing.
It's a thing.
If it's not in our apartment, I haven't seen it.
It's this.
Whatever.
No,
So you put it
Oh,
through
maybe-
there.
Weird.
And then you
meet
go
it on the other
down
side?
that way. Yes.
Yeah.
So mine's right there. Like people can reach in and steal my shit. And Sunset.
Well, it's not stealing if you haven't bought it yet. But anyway, get.
No, that's
Oh,
no,
leaving.
It's all bought.
Oh shit! Okay,
I'm leaving.
Got you.
I'm
got
out
you.
of
Got
there.
you. Got
Like,
you.
I
Got you.
have to get and it's hot. And this crazy guy who's like, "Whoa, fucking Hispanics!" He was screaming something. He could just reach in my thing, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Well, then I try to so I get the escalator and I go back up to the second floor to see if I can grab it, and I was like, oh shit, I thought about the woman who lost her leg in Thailand in that thing, and I was like, are you fucking kidding me? That would, with my luck, I'd be I'd be stuck in there, the horrible accident. So I had to go run upstairs. I told this girl, I'm like, will you wash my food? She's like, yeah, sure, dude. So I ran upstairs and I'm like, there's something wrong. My cart's stuck. And the guy was just like, what floor? And I was like, the second floor. There's a big alarm that's going beep, beep, beep. No one's paying attention. So anyhow, I got it out. But then that's what happened to me today. So don't ever put your cart in one of those things.
Well,
They don't
how
ever
else would you
fucking
get-
work.
how else do you get it down?
There was an elevator.
Oh, that's right, but there was a hate
crazy,
speech.
and it smells like piss because people pee in there. Anyhow, and then as I'm coming here, I made these.
This is two. This is part.
What
This
is
is the
this?
second
She
one.
knew.
Wait,
She
I
knew.
made these
This is Amendment 1A.
cheese crackers
She knew.
with this like pub
did know. She
cheese
fucking knew.
and this mango jelly, and I had them on a not a plate, of course not, but I had them on a napkin. I was like, oh okay. So I'm house sitting at this like ridiculous house. There's so many rooms and bathrooms and bedrooms and. It's gorgeous, but you have to set the alarm even when I'm inside because I'm scared. Because it's like,
Take 8 minutes.
did it take? Yeah. Well, it's to get.
She was.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
pretty much.
gotcha,
Well, no,
gotcha.
I'm in like
11 minutes, but okay.
Los Feliz, like up in the hills over there.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I just gave away my.
Wait,
I'm in
Little
the
Fizz is a
hills.
big place.
Okay, yeah. So all of a sudden,
And by the time people hear this, you'll be out of there.
my fucking glasses fell on top of my fucking mango jelly.
Send me that picture. That's
So
great.
that's why I was late. Anyhow, I don't know where that was going. And
No one does.
Oh, so at Target.
The third thing.
At Target, this is what I'm talking about. There's some guy that's working there that's on his fucking on the phone, just talking.
Well,
Who talks all day long on the phone?
this is who
Like,
talks on phones. I'm like, well, that's what they're for.
But I mean, like, when you see people that are just like, yeah. So anyhow, blah 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 blah, and they're just like talk. I fucking hate talking on the phone. Anyhow,
It's not great. Was he on speakerphone?
No,
See,
thank
that is
God.
something that
I
it should
fucking
be.
hate
That's a
that.
murderable offense, in
Yeah.
my opinion.
Well, I always say, "Hey, I hope it goes well with that thing you're doing." Like, you know, I always like comment on that. Okay, go on.
Karen ass
I'm
bitch.
sorry.
It's unbelievable. We'll get to this video next week.
Sorry. No.
Yes, you
No.
fucking. We're done.
It's not even an hour
We're
yet.
done, dude. You fucking talked us out of a bit.
No, I have to see
Beg.
that person right there.
Beg.
Please.
Hands like this.
Please.
No, not whisper.
I'm doing this.
Do it, Dutch boy. Please. Okay, here we go. This is I'm just gonna play it. Check. This is the person. This is the person that you thought was a man. You thought was a
Oh,
boy.
it's a woman.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a woman?
I mentioned in my last video that I went clothes shopping for my children, and a lot of people are shocked to hear that I have children, considering I sued my parents for having me without my permission. But I just want to make a couple of things clear here. So, my parents that I sued, they contributed to, you know, conceiving me, and my mother that raised me, she gave birth to me, and that's why I sued them, because I did not consent to being here. Like, I was unaware that I was going to have to grow up and get a job to support myself, and I just didn't consent to that. They didn't try to contact me in any way before I was born to see if I actually wanted to be here, and that's why I sued them. Now, it's different. Like, I know I've said it's, like, unethical to have children before, but it's different when you adopt, because it's not my fault that they're here. I'm just trying to be a good person and, like, help them out. You know what I mean?
I fucking
Heidi,
hate you so
go
much.
for it.
I fucking hate this girl so much.
Let
you
it
fucking
out.
sue your parents. You fucking ungrateful fucking put on some mascara, you fucking Are you kidding me? That is so rude.
In her
Who
defense,
sues their parents?
they didn't get consent to make her, by the way. So
But she's the kind of person that is canceling everybody, but is so offended by every little fucking thing. And oh my God.
I knew you were gonna love that one.
Holy shit! What a horrible. I'm sorry that I told her to put on mascara because she's lovely. Whatever, she looks fine. But like, are you kidding me right now?
Isn't
What a
that
horrible human!
Isn't
and
that
she
amazing?
has children.
Her parents might fucking suck, but like to sue them for you can sue your parents for so much more. But that for having you without your consent, amazing, right?
That's not even possible.
It worked. She actually sued them. It worked.
And did she get
I believe
money?
so.
What?
I'll have to look into it deeper, but
Oh, I can't stand this person.
this when I when this came to me, I was just like,
Oh God.
I was like, I'm gonna go on hunger strike until either I'm dead or this chick's dead.
Oh wow.
This is the world that we live in.
That's next level shit.
Isn't that something?
That's some spoiled ass. That is a horrible human being that's raising other people that are going to be like that.
Yeah. Putting this out in the world, like I know most of us, I think most of us are sane, but the louder voices, like this is going to inspire at least one other person to sue their parents for having them without their consent. Mm-hmm. Never mind. Let's we don't have to get into like how that is impossible. Like you can't, it's
Depends what you believe in.
not. I mean, let's pretend that you could ask for consent from an unconceived child. How do you do it? What's the email address? Do you fucking TikTok them? What do you do? I don't understand
She's a
it.
fucking maniac.
Amazing,
and where,
right?
And where is this off of? Off of like a?
This is off the
TikTok?
dark web. No, I have no idea. I forget where it came.
Because now I want to find her.
Is there any chance that she's kidding?
No.
Like, is this a new Ali G character? Maybe that we're
No,
unaware of?
I wish, but just look
That'd
at
be
her.
so great.
No, because I think I saw her at Target.
This is the first
Like-
time ever I'm rooting. Like, please be AI. Please be AI. I can't.
Could you put your mask on, please?
That's good. That's good. That's really, really good.
I was practicing your.
I didn't consent to you breathing. Yeah, she's really something.
Wow.
When Todd's back
She's
in here,
awesome.
we got to show this to Todd and get his take on this.
Yeah, she's fucking awesome, man.
Pretty cool, right?
What a cool chick.
If you
Easygoing,
if
you know.
if there's a friend of yours who started saying that like someone you love, let's say Dre,
Mm-hmm.
for whatever reason, was like, I'm thinking about suing my parents. Like they just didn't ask to have me.
I would take her
And
to the hospital because she's
Straight there?
obviously like having like a
ER wheeler in a fucking wheelchair.
She's like
She's having so many strokes now.
that's insane. That's not a normal human being with
That's a real
turd.
Yeah, I was gonna say the medical that's a sincere, true, actual piece of shit. A dumb piece of shit.
She's a turd.
This chick is a dumb
I'm bringing back the word turd.
turd.
That's good.
She's a turd.
Very, very good. Wow.
Wow.
That's that, huh?
Wow.
Pretty good. Wow. So let's end the show on that. Oh, also, I want to. We talked about this before. Wow. We did a call to action to the people out there. I want to hear from some more people. So, have any of you had a very interesting job that you want to call and talk to us about? Whether it is like working in a hotel as a maid, or being an Uber driver, or like a personal assistant, or a doctor. Well, I want to hear about very weird things that have happened to you during your job. So you can send us an email at rareformradio@gmail.com. Maybe we can get you on the phone. Maybe you can just email your crazy work stories. But I would love to hear from the weird shit people do in their jobs.
This place I stayed at in Colorado Springs, she was saying that this girl that worked there, and she was like the night manager, she said that the place was actually built on a Indian burial ground, and I was like, oh, wow. And it was like the only place that had like rooms left. And she's like, yeah, and they tore down this building that was like 300 years old to build this. And I was like, that's horrible. She's like, I know. But she's like, yeah. And she's like, but like, she's like around. And I said, do you see anything? She goes, well, will you be scared? And I'm like, no, I'm good. She's like, well, at night when I do the rounds, like I go on every floor, and she's like, I see people like dressed in old garb walk past me. And I was like, well, like a lot? And she was like, yeah, a lot. And I was like, oh, that's cool.
I still don't think I believe in ghosts.
Oh, you don't believe in that
no.
stuff?
Even though I've
Did
had...
you see Gina and Shannon's video when they stayed overnight in the fucking
They showed us a clip. Yes, they showed us a clip when they came to do the show.
You still don't believe anything like that? You just think that's just her
I don't know what my problem is. No, I don't
off the
believe
thing
it.
And the doll just went off and said, "Do you want to play a game?
Oh, God.
You want to play with me?"
Yeah. And that's what shook my bed off the ground for 45 seconds.
Exactly. If
I don't know.
anybody, you should be the one that'd be like, "Yeah, there's something out there."
I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know. You know, we'll see.
Anyhow.
HVT, welcome back.
Thank you.
This episode has been brought to you by Woodman's Low Prices.
I like how Gina has an apple.
I just noticed that.
Sorry.
This episode has been brought...
Wapples.
You do it.
Woodman's. This episode has been brought to you by Woodman's. Low prices, every aisle, every day. Owned by actual employees.
This is Lola, and I'm here to tell the world to stop being such pussies and listen to Rare Form Radio.